Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out.
Honor to have this man join us. His career spans almost 3 decades. He's been putting in work on air and in front of comedy shows and stages across this country. Leon Rogers joining us tonight on Weekend at Gabe. How are you, sir?
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man? It's great to hear your voice. I hear your voice on the radio every Friday, and it's great to hear it right now, man.
I appreciate it. Y'all got some top flight shit going on right here, man. Like I'm liking the layout. I'm liking the whole thing. And just to comment on what you were talking about, I hate when Hollywood does remakes. There are so many talented young writers and script writers out here. Give somebody
air horn that.
Chance.
Okay.
Stop remaking. I don't want to see Halloween anymore. I'm tired of Michael Myers. I'm tired of Jason. Can we get a new hero? Like, Jesus, can we get a new hero? Like, it's just like, oh my God, I know there's some writers out there. Like, I heard they're supposed to be remaking New Jack City. I'm like, how? Why? Who wants to see that? Why?
Yeah.
We have power.
And the same thing Dame Dash was talking this week. Oh, we're going to do Paid in Full 2. I'm like,
no.
why?
Leave the classics alone. Just leave them alone. Make the they be like, well, the youth never seen it. Well, make them go watch the fucking original. It doesn't get any better than that. Like imagine you guys were talking about Rocky, or which one? Rocky 4?
Rocky
when
4.
Apollo Creed gets killed.
Yeah.
Right? Who's gonna do through the goddamn town, right? Who's gonna do it better than that guy? That black guy he should have won an Oscar for best slobbering performance. Through the goddamn town, right? That's one of the most amazing acting scenes ever. Who's gonna top that in a remake? Who you gonna get to play him?
You're not wrong.
I'm tired. I'm tired of these fucking remakes, man. But I am excited to see Top Gun when that drops. I do want to see Top Gun too.
But really, Top it's not a remake. It's a continuance. It's
That's
Tom Cruise.
Too.
He's a teacher now. I get it. Like if you're gonna be like he's old, like he's not out competing anymore. He's training. He's taking a position that he was given.
It's a continuation of the story, right?
Yeah, like I get it. But to remake White Man Can't Jump and cast fucking Jack Harlow. That dog, man. Hollywood be reaching, yo. Like, just make a whole new movie.
Is this a good time to bring up Barbershop 2?
Barbershop continuation, though.
Yeah,
all of the barbershops, they were all continuations of the story of the barbershop, even down to the end where, they had the Community and Nicki Minaj were all that. It wasn't like a remake. They rebooted it. Soulja Boy playing the character that owns the barbershop. Like, no, like fucking terrible.
Oh man. Listen, Leon, if you could write or remake a movie, which one would you make?
So for me, and look, after I talk all that shit, I'm literally thinking about right. This is funny. This is how you catch them up all the time. Talking all that shit. I'm literally sitting down, reaching out to my man Dave Hellum, and we want to sit down. I want to rewrite. I want to do a funny spin on the Dirty Dozen.
Oh, bet.
That was one of like the funniest movies ever made. I want to do like a funny spin, like a funny urban spin on the Dirty Dozen. Like in current times, though.
I can see that.
I'm with that. You just don't have to call it Dirty Dozen. It's called something else,
we got to call it something else, but it'll be or Porky's, like a remake of like a Porky's with the Porky's, the theme line. Don't call it Porky's though, but just it's got that whole flair of Porky's because that was a great movie to me.
Man, Porky's is kind of rapey though, man. That didn't really stand the test of time.
I mean, when Beulah Ballbricker grabs the guy's penis out the shower hole is like one of the funniest scenes ever in the history of movies. He was like, "She's almost there. She's almost there. She's almost there. Wait." Bow! Then she sucks him into the wall. Like that kid had to have surgery after that. There's no way a male member can take that much torque. She torqued the hell out of his penis. He had to go to the hospital afterwards.
Oh my God. Well, I wish you the best of luck in pitching these
Yeah, we will.
reboots or
Yeah.
these the offshoots of these original movies. I want to just thank you so much again for joining us. I know you're super busy
Yeah.
and probably one of more of our most popular guests that we've ever had. And I wanted to talk a little bit about like you. So you started in the army. You
Yes.
went to college for 2 weeks in
Yeah.
Jackson, Mississippi. Was
Yeah.
that Jackson State?
Yeah. I tried to go to Jackson State. Shout out to my man Jeff Matthews who gave me the ride down there. It was terrible. College, it just, and then I tried to come home and go to Moraine Valley, and college just wasn't for me. So, I encourage all youth to go to college.
Sure.
But, some people the college thing ain't for them. So learn a trade or do something because you actually need some type. If you don't have a degree, you got to have some type of skill set that everybody can't do. You know what I mean? So like being a carpenter, being a pipe fitter and all that, people kind of look down on that shit nowadays, but those guys and gals are needed. You know what I'm saying? You need
Those
a
union
plumber,
jobs. Yeah, those
HVAC.
union jobs go, by the way.
Yeah, you need them, and right, you're in the union. You got a lot more protection than some people do more than some people in corporate America do.
Yeah.
So, I just encourage people to go to college. Like I want all my daughters to go to college, and I hug them every day so they don't be whores. But
Holy shit.
yeah, you gotta hug your daughters every day as a father. Hug them, tell them, hey, I love you. You
Keep them
know,
off the pole,
yeah, so they
like
don't
Chris
be a
Rock said.
Kardashian. You don't want them to be a Kardashian.
Holy shit. But in the army, that's where you found your niche to do comedy, right?
Absolutely, and I found it towards the end. I mean, I always was the funny guy, class clown in school, and in the military, all my buddies, I always kept my buddies in stitches. And one day we went to go see Michael Coyer, who's from Chicago, amazing story, amazing comedian. And I said, man, I want to do that, and they was like, you can do it. And when it was so funny, I said it to Michael Coyer. I said, hey man, I want to do what you do. He literally looks me in the face and said, well, don't tell me, motherfucker, do it, and walked off. Left me standing there. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, bet. So started doing comedy, but what was cool though, which I always say about that story, fast forward 5, 6 years later, I see Michael Coyer. He sees me perform. He said, where do I know you from? I was like, Lawton, Oklahoma. He said, yeah, I told you to go fucking do comedy. And you did it. I was like, wow. So that meant a lot to me that he remembered that moment and remembered that I was the one he told it to. And I've just been blessed since then to have mentors like Damon Williams, who's gonna have on the show. That's like my big brother. So
Right.
and the shared stages with the greats like D. Ray Davis, Craig Robinson, Deion Cole, Corey Holcomb, B. Cole. The list goes on and on. Chicago, listen, no disrespect to anybody out there, but I put our legacy and our string of comedians, new and old, up against anybody in the country. I mean, and I'm gonna lump the Detroit guys in with us, like the Midwest, St. Louis, Detroit. Second to us, I probably think Atlanta, and then take your pick. But far as just like stand up diversity, different styles, man, Chicago, and that's not. I'm not even talking about the greats like the Bernie Macs, the Robin Harrises, the James Hanna, who used to write for the Steve Harvey show. I'm not even talking about those people. I'm just talking about cats I came up with. I'm pretty
Right.
sure if I dig even deeper, it's kind of like comedy and basketball. Can't nobody fuck with Chicago, Illinois. Period.
That's facts. That's facts.
Period.
I wanted to ask. This morning I went back and watched your Showtime at the Apollo episode. I believe it was season 15, episode 1.
Yeah.
You came out. You did a little short set. I believe that was circa 2001. How do you reflect on that performance, that time in your life?
So this is crazy. I had a lot of shit going on. Just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? Was out here trying to find my way in the comedy game and was doing comedy solo. Hadn't really got into radio. Little did I know that next year I would get picked up at a radio station, Power 92, where I started my journey
Right.
in radio. But that actually was a competition. It was a knockout competition. And I won for 4 weeks. And when I did that, I think that kind of validated myself. When I look back at it, that was a point in my career where it was like, okay, I can do this shit. Legendary Apollo Theater, I
Right.
went 4 weeks in a row, which was I had tied the record, and then Big Kenny, who beat me, went on to go for 5 weeks. So, I lost to a a goon itself. And Rudy Rush, who was the host then, was like, yo, man, keep going. And I was so intimidated when I first went out there. I was like, it's New York. They're gonna
It's
boo
the
me.
Apollo,
It's
right?
the
Like,
Apollo. You can't fuck up out there. You're gonna get
yeah.
clowned. But I went out there and I did my thing, and I can remember coming home so happy, even though I had lost. I can remember coming home so happy, saying, "All right, let's go." Like let's do this. But then I, was blessed enough to secure a job at Power 92 at radio, so I had to balance the two. But at the end of the day, as much as I love radio and much as I love being a voice for the people and talking
Sure.
for the regular Joes and ladies, comedy, I love comedy. I just, that's one thing. If I had to get rid of everything and do one thing, I love the stand-up stage, love traveling to different cities and making people laugh.
Are you still out there on the circuits? Do you get
Absolutely.
up?
Every chance I get, I go whore myself out of some room. Yeah, I go run up, go get $30 for an open mic. I mean, I host an open mic at Bartenders every Wednesday just to keep my chops. TNT Comedy Hook, which is reopened. I've been blessed to be the host of that. I got a once a month that I do in Aurora at the Comedy Shrine. So I try to stay busy
You
writing
out
jokes.
there?
And you know what's crazy? Um, well, I've done an hour special, but I've never done like a fully produced, high production 1 hour special. So that's my goal in 2022. Hopefully by this summer, to do something that I can pitch to Netflix or
Oh
Amazon Prime,
yeah.
because I see everybody else doing it.
Well, is that part of your dream board right now? I heard about the
Yes,
dream board.
that's part of my dream board. I got a lot of shit on my dream board. That's part of my dream board. Writing a movie is on my dream board.
But not a
And
remake. Not a remake.
yeah. To
Fucking
all intents
remake.
and purposes, right? And then actually getting more actually into the film and getting back into acting, because I got my feet wet with Barbershop 1 and 2 and a couple other things. And I really want to get back in front of the camera, whether it be commercials, whether it be anything, because I
Sure.
cut commercials at the radio all the time. It's just my voice.
Right.
So I'd rather be in front of the commercial. And you know what inspired me with that is my good friend Leonard Williams, comedian L. I don't know if you know about him. He's the face for the Illinois Lottery now. He's the Ranger guy. And
Yeah.
just like to see him do that, like I got motivated. I was like, yo, that's dope. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my guys. He's literally the face of the Illinois Lottery. And so I really want to get back into that. And just really try to break this glass ceiling that I feel like I'm at right now. And I need some inspiration to push through. So, I
And that,
recommend
and
that to everybody. When you hit that glass ceiling, just find a way to break it and get to
Hell
that
yeah.
next level.
Hell yeah. I wanna talk about the nickname, the
Yes.
Destined Legend. Was that something that came about in Power 92? Was that
No.
late earlier than that?
Shout out to Cedric the Entertainer. I was on a tour.
Never.
I was on the
Wow.
Bud Light tour. Bud Light tour with Cedric the Entertainer, another person that was very important in the development of my comedy career and status in the comedy world. We were doing the show, the Bud Light tour, and we taped a DVD called Cedric the Entertainer's Starting Lineup. We taped it in 2001. It was literally after I did Apollo. That's when everything started picking up for me. And I was like, man, he was like, so he said, I said, I go by Leon Rogers. And he was like, that's dope. You ain't got a nickname or something. I was like, yeah, but I don't want nothing corny like, the joke guru. Like, I don't want no bullshit, right? I want something to be legit. And I was like, because I feel like I'm destined to be a legend in this game. He said, there it is, the destined legend. And I just stuck. I just started saying Leon, the destined legend Rogers. And I hate my middle name, so I'm literally thinking about getting my
Changing
name
it
changed to
legally.
that. Yeah, changing it legally.
Hey, you worked hard enough for it. You absolutely deserve it. You
Yep.
absolutely
So it
deserve it.
just stuck, and I felt like that wasn't too cocky, too arrogant on some Kanye shit. It was just like, I feel like I'm destined to do great things, and everybody should feel that way. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I just, I call myself the Destin Legend, and it's stuck for these 25 odd years I've been in this game.
I want to ask about in 2015, you did a speech for ASN Preparatory Institute
Yes.
to the students, and you talked about paying it forward. Was
Yes.
there a person either in comedy or radio that did that for you, and is that
Oh,
why you have that philosophy?
so many, but I was actually raised like that, So I got the first person I had to give those props to are my parents, Miss Alfreda Rogers, and my dad, Leon Rogers Sr., who I lost to cancer years ago. He was a firm believer in, it's not always about money. It's about time and effort and knowledge that you give to people. Now, whether they choose to receive it, that's on them. But you should
Right.
never withhold information if you have it, right?
Mm.
Because what's meant for you is meant for you. And then when I got in the comedy game, the first 2 times I hit the stage, it was fucking terrible. Like I bombed. Like I literally tell this joke on stage. I was working the open mic night at All Jokes Aside. Shout out to Mary Lindsay, one of the greatest comedy clubs ever. And I was bombing. And I told a joke and it didn't go well. And you hear my dad, who came down to see me now. Mind you, came down to see me. He goes, "Man, I can't believe I came all the way down here for this bullshit." I just hear him in the crowd. And then I go, "Dad," I put my hands up like that. I go, "Dad," crowd goes nuts. So they think it's like they think it's a joke, but
Yeah.
my pops is really shitting on me, right? So I come off stage like man, I knew I shouldn't have tried this stuff. This ain't for me. But Damon Williams, Tony Schofield, another one of my big brothers in the game, they was like, "Yo,
Absolutely.
you're funny. You're funny. You just don't know how to put it together yet. But that's gonna come with time and practice. Keep working." So to hear that from people like that, that's why I say a lot of times people just need a word of encouragement. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You may think you did a shitty job, but when somebody comes by and taps you on the shoulder and say, "You cool. You got it. I liken everything to sports. The backup quarterback come tell the rookie starter that he's got more experience than, but they're starting him because he's the future, right? He throws an
Right.
interception. Instead of going to the coach saying, "Hey, put me in," he goes to the rookie quarterback and say, "Hey, you got this, dog. You're not seeing it. Here, let me show you this," and give him the blueprint. Same way when I started DJing. When I first time I ever went out into a club, when I had somebody like Bulu Master come up or Jay Illa or one of the great Chicago DJs like Broadway
Absolutely.
or anybody come up, Mustafa Rocks and say, "Hey Leon, love your record selection, man. Keep going." That inspires you. Even if the people thought you suck, if my peers tell me I'm doing well, that's building block. Because
Right.
the crowd goes and comes, whatever. So to have people like that in your corner was always great to me. And so that's why I try to pay it forward with up and coming comics, with young people working in radio. If I got a platform, you got a platform. Let's share it.
Word, word. And your latest platform is Later with Leon
Yeah.
on Fox Soul. You speaking with comedians. You're
Yeah.
talking with your community. But overall, I read an interview where you said it was important to you to be able to be you
Absolutely.
in this new endeavor. Can you expand on that a little bit? Because I don't think like a lot of people reach a level where they talk to people like that and don't understand the importance of staying true to yourself.
So I feel a lot of times, and this is just me, men of color don't have the same leeway. I mean, that Caucasian white men have. Let's just be perfectly honest with it. Like, um, there are no black men on late night TV.
Facts.
Why not? Like, there's some talented brothers out there. I had the pleasure. My last show before we went on hiatus for COVID shut me down, um, was with Wayne Brady,
Yeah.
who I think is a phenomenal dude, a phenomenal talent, somebody who I would pattern my career after. Like if I wanted the picture of success,
Yeah.
that brother is talented. Why doesn't he have a late night talk show?
Mm.
Domity Pongo, who does the MTV News, why doesn't he
Right.
have a
Yep.
late night talk show? Somebody
Right.
like a Jay Farrow, Nick
Michael
Cannon's got a
Shea is another
Michael,
one. Yeah.
man, oh my God, he would kill
More
a
than
late night.
deserves it.
He
More
would
than deserves
kill.
it.
Why don't these guys have a late night talk show? We got Conan, we got Jay Leno, we got I can name you 50 Caucasian white men to have a show.
Yeah.
So to be able to get, when I got put in a position on Fox local to do this, I told him, I said, listen, man, I got to be able to be Leon. I got to be able to speak to my guests as Leon, because I feel like when Leon's speaking, I'm speaking for all the guys that's in Francis Lounge. I'm speaking for
Yeah.
the guys I hang out with at Geno's. I'm speaking for the guys I do comedy with, at Tavern on LaGrange. All Inglewood. I'm speaking for all Gale Gardens. Those people that normally don't get their Pilsen, back of the yards, my
Yeah.
Hispanic homies
Yeah.
in Blue Island. I'm speaking for all of them that really don't get to be heard because that's not the direction we want to go. So when I have
Right.
guests on, I talk to them as I'm Leon. And actually it works out. I don't sugarcoat anything. We don't have any BS rules about what you can and cannot ask, because it's a science to it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
endear a person first before you start talking about their affair. You
Right.
can't just come with it. So, and I've learned that working on the radio, and they accepted it. It was cool. Even as far as Tia Ewing, my co-host, you know, they wanted to put somebody else there. I said, no, our babies need to see that we can do TV.
Right.
Fact.
They need to see it. And I encourage more people of color when they get in those positions, man. Hey, man, make it so these kids can see, like, oh, I can do that too.
Yeah.
And this is a job that you don't necessarily need a college degree for, but you still got to have a hustle, drive, and a skill set and some intelligence.
Yeah.
So whatever we could do to motivate, and whatever I can do to motivate the people that are coming up behind me, I'm all for it, man. Because like I said,
Yeah.
college ain't for everybody. I'm not gonna front, but you got to have some type of discipline. I do the 5 Ps. Be on the lookout for this clothing line too. The 5 Ps. The 5 Ps are passion, pride, perseverance, profit, and philanthropy.
Hmm.
That is the chemical key for success. If you got a passion for something, that's something you do all the time for free, you take pride in that, right?
Yeah.
You persevere because you're gonna hear no. I'm pretty sure, guys, in this game, we hear no way
All the
before we
time.
hear yes. And after all of that, boom, you get the profit. The money starts coming. Then it's your duty to give back. Philanthropy, whether it be money, time, whatever, give back.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got a couple more minutes with you, Leon. But I do want to ask. I did see this that you're doing cameos. What's the craziest cameo request that you ever got so
Uh,
far?
I haven't really gotten any crazy ones because I don't think people will test me because I'll do it. As long as the wife be like, all right, I'll do it. I'll try anything. So I don't think nobody will call with no crazy shit, but I
Uh,
will do it. I will say this though. You guys were talking about tweets and
Yeah.
somebody, the greatest. Now, this is not a tweet, but the greatest moment of my life ever. And I've met a bunch of people in this radio shit. But to be sitting in a bar in the Viagra Triangle, right? I forget the name of the steakhouse, but it's right there on the corner. And the nature boy Ric Flair walks in,
Never.
turns, and I look like, so he's just in here. Nobody's paying attention. I'm like, y'all don't fucking see.
It's Ric
The nature
Flair.
boy, fucking Ric
Ric
Flair.
Flair.
So my wife goes, yeah, that is him. I'm like, hey, excuse me, Mr. Flair. I don't want to bother you. I know you're in here chilling, but my name is Leon Rogers. So what made it dope is the restaurant manager who works there, he comes over, he say, yeah, this is Leon, cool dude, works for the radio station. I say, listen, I need a video and a picture or my guys ain't gonna believe it happened. He said, well, let's do it. And he literally goes into the whole Ric Flair shit with the woo. I was done. And then I said, can I buy you a drink? He said, cool. And he said, the next round on me. I'm like, I can check out of here right now. I can check out of here
That's it.
right now, even without seeing Janet Jackson get a Brazilian wax. That's on the death bucket list too. I can leave right
Wow.
now. I got Ric Flair. I drank and hung out with
Wild.
Ric Flair for like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Done.
Man. Legendary. Destined legend.
Yeah.
We love to hear it. I got one last question before we let you go
Come
here.
on, bro.
Chicago Bulls doing great this year. Is a Bulls chip this year destined or no?
No. Let's stop it. I'm not gonna be one of those meathead fans. Let's get up here and act like the Bulls got a chance to win the chip. Bulls might be a second round team, but they're gonna have a second round exit. Let's face it. I love DeMar DeRozan. I love what he's doing. I love Zach LaVine, but I just don't think they have enough firepower to compete with the Brooklyns of the world, the re-energized Phillies of the world. And of course, we keep forgetting about the defending champions right up the street who still have team chemistry and still have the best two-way player in the NBA on their team, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That dude is a dog. He brings it every day. So, no, great season. Great season. I'm cheering. I've been more into Bulls basketball than I have been in the past recent years. But we still need one more guy. Like we still need one more. Can get one more little star, mid-level star. Anybody but Russell Westbrook. Don't bring your ass here.
No, fuck no. Fuck no.
If we go and draft Bron's son, and maybe we get a 38-year-old LeBron, we could have a shot if we keep this team together. But I think DeMar DeRozan is going to leave and go to LA next year, personally.
I saw a clip of back in 2010. You were telling LeBron, "Hey, I love your shoe, but it look great in black and white, black and red." Yeah.
Then the asshole went to the Miami Heat.
He said it did look great in black and red. Yeah,
that was right. You didn't say what black and red. You just said black and red. That was at the Jay-Z. That was at the Jay-Z Black album, Red Carpet. Well, Black Carpet. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Before you get to it, my last question is: you're a Cubs fan.
Did
you not grow up on the South Side?
I sure did.
And how the fuck?
Because my family was poor. We could not afford cable.
WGN.
Back in the day, you could only see the White Sox on Spectrum or on TV.
Sports Channel.
And we didn't have any of that shit. We had WGN. And even when we went on vacation, my dad's from Birmingham, Alabama. We would be in Alabama. You had WGN there, and you could watch the Cubs. And my favorite baseball player was Ivan DeJesus, war number 7. That was my birthday, 7/7/71. So he's my favorite baseball player. Sean Dunston, Bull Durham, I'm Leon Durham. I'm Cubs out. So as I got older, it just never changed. That was my team. And guys used to give me shit, especially when the White Sox won the World Series. But man, do you know when the Cubs won the World Series, I did everything but shoot people. Like I went crazy. I went nuts. I called people's homes at 1 a.m, drunk, screaming into their phones. I egged cars for some of my closest homies. I toilet paper dudes out. I went nuts, bro, for like a week. And then on top of that, mind you, ESPN had me do a segment about honoring the best Cubs fans that ran nationally. You couldn't tell me shit, bro. I was Beyonce for a week. Literally, I was Beyonce.
Man, I feel you.
You sound disappointed, Gabe. I don't want to say, man. You still got fucking.
Yeah, he hurt. He hurt.
I like my Southside community connected, man. And when you bridge divide like that, it just makes me feel uneasy.
Wait a minute. Since we're gonna do that, see, I tried to be nice. Another reason why I don't like the damn Sox, because I used to work at Spiegel on 35th Street, right?
Shit.
Yeah, right there on 35th. That whole bridge view. What's that? That bridge? Yeah. So one day, standing on the bus stop, a bunch of drunk Irish dudes threw a full 6-pack at me, and was like, and they all had on Sox gear. That shit made me mad. So it just fueled my fire for them even more. Because I had to run from the bus stop because I didn't know if they was coming back. And I'm like, if you drunk enough to throw a full 6-pack, y'all gonna kick my ass when y'all get out the car. So I'm just gonna start going east.
Bridgeport wasn't very kind to anyone not white.
Mind you, I've got like 4 stolen leathers from Spiegel in my bag. So that was kind of heavy. I was hoping the bus would have came. Oh yeah, I stole when I was there. Statute of
All right.
limitations gone. Sorry, Mom, if you see this. I did steal. She got me the job.
Listen, I understand. Maybe Damon Williams is a South Side White Sox fan. We'll ask him.
Yeah,
in
he
just a
probably
moment.
is. Old Baldy's probably a South Sider.
All right, Leon, thank you so much for joining us
Hey,
and
man,
checking us
thank
out here
y'all,
on Weekend
man.
at Games.
Appreciate it.
You keep doing what you're doing. We love you, man.
Yo.
We hope to have you back in the future.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, man. Call me. This is dope, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thank you so much, man. It's an honor.
All right. Leon Rogers joining us here on Weekend at Games as part of our double Thursday Thunnies.
Hey man, bucket list for me, and I gotta give thanks to you, Weekend Gabe, because you done booked all of tonight. But wow, been listening to that guy on the radio for years, and to have him here in front of my face, wow, insane, incredible.
I love it. Media interviewing media. What better position to be in?
Hey, I pitched that to you 6 months ago, and you were like, "No, I ain't saying nothing, America."
Why are you always bringing up that old stuff?
Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.